Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I've come to you with a strange topic that I had on my mind while I was out shopping the other week for my girlfriend's birthday. On our way around, going from store to store, I saw quite a lot of strip malls. Now, living in a small town where strip malls are a lot less common in favor of neighborhood shopping centers, seeing this abundance of strip malls got me thinking. It got me thinking about how many of these buildings are the same, but also had me questioning why they were so popular and prevalent, not just here on the West Coast, but also seeing how far their reach extends across America. I also found myself asking how this will affect not only the future of retail, but also the future of real estate. The idea for strip malls was originally developed in the early 1920s, with the first real strip mall opening in 1930. Aptly named the Park and Shop in Cleveland Park, Washington, D.C., this store was connected to a larger supermarket chain at the time named Piggly Wiggly. Now, this supermarket has been very successful, with it being open till this day, now being connected to a Target. Many of these shops popped up and went as time went on, but they didn't really start to explode in popularity until the early 70s and 80s, mainly in Los Angeles. This was due to many factors. At the time, Los Angeles had an abundance of abandoned gas stations, which were made into convenience centers. Los Angeles also had a lot of available and cheap land that many would consider undesirable, but was the type in which these stores thrive. Many of these stores are placed near busy roads or highways. They're also placed near residential areas. This allows many of these strip centers to be a regular shopping stop for residents and travelers, providing businesses that cannot be obtained by other means. Many strip centers stay popular because of this fact, with many owners using this genius strategy of employing businesses that cannot be obtained online or at the grocery store. These include but are not limited to nail and hair salons, dry cleaners, laundromats, and post offices. But truly, your favorite strip mall can have any myriad of stores available for you to shop in. Typically, strip malls have around 10 or fewer tenants. In the late 90s and 2000s, many strip malls lost popularity, with higher vacancy rates in favor of larger malls and shopping centers. This, however, never really broke the spirit and community that had been built around strip malls. As an easy and convenient way to shop, they diligently served many members of their communities for years. Pulling up on late 2019 to early 2020, strip mall vacancies began to drop rapidly, with a recorded drop from around 10% down to just around 5%. This influx of new residents reignited the glory that strip malls had lost so many years ago, with many now looking unkept or dilapidated. However, in the future, I see this becoming a drastic change. Strip mall vacancy and popularity began to rise around this time due to the pandemic. Many people were stuck inside and didn't want to travel and shop at big shopping centers in fear of getting COVID. This is where strip malls really got their shine back. Their smaller size and convenient layout allowed many at that time to get their necessities, while not having to be nearby nearly as many people. This also allowed residents who live close to get all that they needed and return home without fear of getting sick. This trend continued, leading there to be over 68,000 strip malls from coast to coast in the US. Strip malls, however, are not only popular in the US, they have also made a significant mark in Australia. However, I'm unable to find any data on exactly how many strip malls, or strip shops as they call them, there actually are in Australia. But with there being over 250,000 different retailers in the country, and only over 1,500 major shopping centers and only around 3,800 malls, there could be anywhere from around tens of thousands to just a few hundred. Without any concrete data, I can't be entirely sure. But with many sources and interviews that I've read, it seems that in Australia, these small shopping centers, similar to our aforementioned strip malls, are just as popular and prevalent in Australia as they are in the US. In recent years, strip malls have had a large uptake in shoppers, with them beating out many malls and neighborhood shopping centers. This trend has led many realtors to invest in buying and creating these strip malls to not only get a profit off the customers that come and visit the stores, but also off the relatively low cost of development. Most strip malls are usually built on anywhere from around 5,000 to 50,000 square feet of land. They can cost up to $1.5 to $3.5 million, which is a large investment, but compared to regional malls and shopping centers that cost anywhere from $2.5 to $25 million to build, the significantly lower cost has made strip malls a cost-effective and popular way to introduce new shopping centers into neighborhoods. With the fad of families shopping at malls being replaced by online shopping, strip malls have become a great way for not only small businesses to thrive, but large corporations as well. These strip mall owners capitalize off of this by raising rent prices significantly since 2017, with reports stating that per square feet, tenants are paying around $21, 17% higher than it was in 2017. This shows how much these owners can make not only off small businesses, but also the larger ones as well. There's been a new trend starting with large businesses, mainly Macy's and Starbucks so far, but also others like 7-Eleven have been taking an interest into moving their companies into strip malls. Starbucks has been doing this since the early 2000s, moving many of their stores into strip malls as a way of rapid expansion. This practice has also recently been employed by no other than Macy's, with many of their department stores being in competition with online shopping websites like Amazon. This has led to a decline in customers overall and has pushed them to try something new. Many new smaller stores have had decent success over larger stores, but we will see if this popularity will die out or if this actually really is the new way to shop. The idea of Macy's moving into strip malls is to appeal to the fast-growing suburban areas. Just like Starbucks, both of these stores, as well as strip malls themselves, have ushered in a new age of suburbanization and consumerism. With these stores making it so convenient to stop, shop, and go, it has led many to completely abandon malls. Hundreds of malls and shopping centers around the US are closing due to the new uptake of online shopping and strip malls. The days of going to the local mall or Kmart with your parents are all now but a memory of the past. No more putting gifts on layaway or running around with your siblings looking at all the cool RC cars and speakers inside Radio Shack, or accidentally walking into the back of a Spencer's. The mall has always been an American favorite. In recent years, if trends stay the same, there's a chance that we can lose more than half of our malls just in the next 10 years. Back in the 1980s, during the peak of the mall popularity in the US, there were around 2,500 malls across the country. In recent years, that number has been cut nearly in half, with over 1,100 malls closing from 2017 to 2022. This large influx of malls closing means that all of the small and large businesses that rely on them inside also either go out of business or move into different locations. This calls into question if strip malls are sustainable given the slowly declining job market currently in America. Today, in America, the young generation is facing one of the harshest job markets ever. According to a study done by NBC, they report that the Bureau of Labor Statistics, or BLS, reported that the U.S. added 22,000 jobs in August, well below expectations for 75,000. This shows a loss of around 53,000 jobs in America. This figure is worse when compared to the jobs added in the first 8 months of 2024. As of this year, the U.S. has reported adding over 590,000 jobs to the job market. This is tanked in comparison to the 2022 statistics, which read as having over 1,144,000 jobs as of August that year. This shows us an uptick in the unemployment rate in America, rising to a staggering 4.3%, a figure not seen since 2017 aside from the pandemic. This increase in unemployment rates and trends of large malls and shopping centers closing is an exact parallel to the newfound love of strip malls. This shows us that since the strip mall boom, unemployment has been on the rise, with many stores and malls closing and downgrading into these smaller form stores. Fewer employees will be needed, leading to an even larger unemployment issue. In the future, this could lead to hundreds of thousands of Americans losing their jobs due to the growing favor for strip malls. This is a serious problem, and of course strip malls are not the only factor that has led to the ever-increasing unemployment rate. But with these parallel figures, it does seem that they play a larger part in this picture than we may think. My final thoughts on this issue? Well, it's kind of a harsh topic. Unemployment is so hard to track back to one undivided evil. With so many factors affecting how the job market expands and contracts, it's almost impossible to keep up with. And with the continued and ever-growing interest that larger corporations have for strip malls, I fear that this can and eventually will lead to an overshadowing of small businesses and a place where they have thrived so fruitfully for decades. With the introduction of large businesses into these small shopping centers, it really shuts down many of these small businesses that normally occupy that space. With the increasingly higher prices that these strip malls cost tenants, many small businesses are now facing their own financial crises. These larger businesses, sadly, more than likely, will end up taking over many of these strip malls due to their increased budgets and status. I'm sure many of us have passed by these strip malls and not really thought much of them. Maybe it looked a little dirty or beaten up, but for millions of Americans, these stores have been a symbol of suburbanization and culture. They're not only a large reason of why we have such a great and booming economy, but also for years have been loyally serving families and communities. With the new era of strip malls and closing malls, I also reminisce on the times when I would go shopping for Christmas with my family. But as the days of layaway pass and the new era of shopping is ushered in, I only find it a shame that our younger generations may never get to experience that early 2000s mall feeling just like we did. Thank you all so much for watching another video, and a crazy shout out to all the continued support and comments on the videos. I read and respond to each and every one of your guys' comments, and I love seeing them. It really warms my heart to see that you guys really enjoy the content that I produce. And until next time, I'll see you guys. Bye bye.